Hotel in Mumbai, a shopping mall in Kenya, a cafe in Denmark, or a simple office building in Paris. Former U.S. Green Beret Ben Collins says it's time to prepare here. Well, it's certainly popping up in a lot of places. Are we ready in case it does pop up here?
Well, that's a great question, Neil. Good afternoon. I think there's always a reflexive action that occurs right after an attack takes place. So you'll remember certainly after the Boston bombing, or the Boston marathon bombing, there was certainly a reaction, right? And it always kicks off this argument trying to find a balance between, security and liberty, which is one that I think we should always have. However, I certainly think that there's things that the population and certainly the citizens can start to do to take a more active role in being more aware in their surroundings.
We had the Boston incident with the Sarnet brothers, and the argument at the time was that was a one-and-done deal. It was a very unique situation, couldn't be played out again. You argued that it could and it will. Why?
Well, it certainly will. Look, I think there's, the more we harden, the hard targets, right, so the traditional government installations, military installations, there's always a knock-on effect, right? So the more we harden those targets, the more appealing that the soft targets look. There's a quote, I think it's loosely attributed to Lenin, but the purpose of terrorism is to terrorize. So, they've certainly done that. Like you mentioned, Kenya. There was the attack in Paris. There was the attack in the cafe in Australia as well. And it certainly puts the population on edge. We recently had the report where Al-Shabaab threatened they were calling for attacks at the Mall of America. So I think there is a purpose in it. Their purpose is to terrorize, is to disrupt our way of life. And to be perfectly frank, I think unfortunately there are going to be attacks. I think we need to find that balance again between not being hysterical but not being complacent as well. So it's an argument, or it's a discussion, I think, that that the citizens and certainly the lawmakers need to have continuously.
Captain, I agree. Thank you. Very good.